welcome to our next Friday feedback show. We are also excited to share and feedback on some of the work that you've been sending us. I know that in Maple Class we've had some really great pieces this week. I'm really excited to share them. So let's get started. Mr. Lees, have you got something good to share with us?
Right, okay, my first piece of work is from Lorna. She's been working really hard. And we've got a poem again. Can we all see that?
Yeah.
And it's about the ocean. And I love the vocabulary here. Intense turquoise, roving, bobbing, waving, soaking into my fingertips, surrounding me.
Excellent.
That's lovely. That's really nice. Really good adjectives there with intense and turquoise. I love intense.
Yeah,
like
and roving as well.
Waves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just a really good vocabulary choice all around, and that's what's so important with these shorter poems.
Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she also sent in a second poem, a haiku. And from the woodland path, the wilderness winds whisper, waking sleepy waves.
Ooh.
I love
like
the
that.
personification, the wilderness winds whisper. That's got some good alliteration in that too, hasn't it?
Excellent. It's exactly right.
I just love the waking the sleepy waves.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never have thought of that. That's great.
Great bit of personification there.
Yeah, water can be so calm, but at the same time, yeah, we can see those waves start to appear.
Miss Nix, do you have some work to share?
It is my turn. So I'm going to share a piece of writing from someone in my class. Now, can you all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can. Now, I shared this person's work last week, but I wasn't allowed to say his name at the time. So this is Omar's work. And Omar has done a piece of the writing that we've been working on for going into a cupboard and finding a magical world. So we've got, one sunny morning, I didn't know what to do, but I've done all my jobs, I've played some games, and I can't go outside because of the traffic. I didn't have any idea what to do. I looked under my bed, even under the carpet, and I went in my cupboard, and I went inside a strange portal to the beach. The air was strong, and the waves were big, and the trees were tall, I tasted coconut water, and I heard birds flapping their wings. I even smelled salty water. Then I walked through the cupboard and into my home. And I really like the way I can see all of Omar's planning. Certainly all of this work with it's the work you do, isn't it, Mr. Wood, with the drawings to go with the planning. We haven't really started that in year 4, but he's done incredibly well with it, I thought.
Yeah, that's excellent planning. I really love how he's engaged all 5 senses as well, talking about what you can taste and smell and feel, and it's a really, really great description.
I love that contrast too, the contrast of being at home, feeling a bit bored and searching around, then suddenly in this wonderful beach, and it's so well described.
It is. I was very impressed. Omar can tend to rush some work sometimes, so this is really good for him. Incredibly good work. He's tried really hard.
Yes, yeah.
And some good punctuation there as well.
I'd like to show the correct use of an apostrophe in didn't, which easily forgotten, but he's done it.
Yeah.
He's done it.
I can see some correctly used as well after his fronted adverbial and after a clause about halfway through as well.
Yeah, just there. Excellently used. Well done, Omar.
Good job, Omar, yeah. Miss Holmes, do you have some, is it science work you've got to show us, Miss Holmes?
This is Isa's, and this is absolutely amazing. This is her investigation, and she used vinegar and lemon juice, but what I really like is the results that she's shown, and especially if you look at the white vinegar where she's put pungent, and the way she's described it, what it looks like, and it feels like, and she's put it's like papery soft jelly. What beautiful way to describe it, because that's one of the hardest things I think in science. You're trying to describe something. And also obviously she's done some research here, because she's told me that the acid in the juice and the vinegar damaged the eggshell, so she's done a little bit extra as well. So I thought that was really good.
Yeah. You can see how she's thought really scientifically when carrying out her experiment, can't you?
That's right. I think the results are so important when we're doing scientific investigations. Often the investigations are really fun, to really carefully record the results. So that was great.
He has. Yeah.
Yeah. I have got some science as well. So these are the 3 eggshells that Barra ended up with after soaking them in different liquids. And he did explain to me in his email, this one has been soaked in Coke, this one's been soaked in orange juice, and this is the test one in water. You can really see some changes there too.
Yes.
Yep.
Here is his results sheet. And he's thought really scientifically as well. He's thought about what he will change. He's going to change the liquids, but he's also going to keep the same size of eggshell and the same volume of liquid. And he predicted that the juice and the fizzy drink are going to have an effect on the eggshells. And as you can see, he was correct. He said the juice damaged the shell the most, and I really like his description. It looks like fried chicken, and it really does. That one had the biggest impact. The Coke had some effect in it because it stained it darker, and the water didn't do anything. But I really like how he thought scientifically in that introduction and thinking about the experiment before he carried it out.
Really good use of language from Barra. Is it Barra as well?
Yes, it is.
Really good use of language with this, the volume of liquid, not just how much liquid I used. He's using those scientific words, which is a really good way of showing just how much he's learning.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I thought it was great.
And also, it just shows how important brushing your teeth is. Twice. We've seen the effect on eggshells. A very similar effect can happen on your teeth as well. So, good investigation.
I was quite surprised that the Coke didn't do more damage to it, and I was surprised just how much damage that the orange juice did. You think of orange juice being something really healthy, but
it's quite shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, my second piece of work is from Lily. And Lily's been doing really well all the way through lockdown. I've been hearing lots about what she's been up to, and it's been really great to see. She sent in this PowerPoint for our volcanoes. You can see very well presented. We've got the Loa is in Hawaii. The most recent eruption was in 1984. How many people survived? Everyone survived. So
that's cheery.
I like that. And the second slide I want to show is Mount Vesuvius, because obviously we've been studying in year 4. And Mount Vesuvius is in Italy. It finally erupted on the 24th of August, 79 AD. 2,000 people died, but the rest survived. Why do we call it Mount Vesuvius? Because the people thought it was just a mountain. Quite a shock there, I imagine, when it finally erupted. Yeah, so it's really nice to see some of the theme work coming through, but also we had this fantastic poem as well. And it's Blossom, pink, white, soft light, floating, drifting, dropping, falling from the trees to the ground, springtime.
That
feels
is really
quite light-hearted, doesn't it? Yeah, it makes you feel quite nice. I like that.
It is really nice. Yeah.
I really like the sequence of verbs that she's used in the middle: floating, drifting, dropping. Each one sounds like it's getting slightly quicker each time.
Yeah, gives that kind of fluid feel.
Yeah,
the blossom coming down.
So she's really taken it as her own as well, because she could well have used just 2 adjectives, but she's actually used 4, but she's kept within the syllables, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And good alliteration there, drifting and dropping. Okay.
It's excellent. I was really happy. And like I said, Lily's been sending in so much work. It's been really great to see.
Okay, my turn. And I've got a piece of science work from 2 children in my class. So, can you see that?
Yeah, got that.
Lovely. So I've got some science work from Sara and Rima in my class. So they've done the parachute experiment with the egg cup and the parachute. And we've got the pictures of them making their parachutes just here. And what I really like is that they've done the full setup of an experiment. They've got the what I used, and they've each done that themselves: paper, egg holder, sellotape, string, and egg, of course. What they'll change, and for both of them, parachute will be bigger, a bigger piece of paper. What they'll keep the same. Now, Sarah's got an egg holder here, but Rima's got the egg holder and the string. And Sara seems to be a little bit of a pessimist because she's predicted that it will be a fail, whereas Rima has predicted that it will be a success. But unfortunately for both of them, it seemed to have been a fail. I'd have loved to have seen what had happened in the video, just so that I know if it was a fail or a success. But they've done really well. They've made that really clear. And I got a separate email from both of them with this in. So lovely.
Excellent. And prediction is so important. And it doesn't matter if the results are different from the prediction. Often that's how we find things out. So that's really good to see.
I'm wondering if the egg holder was a little bit heavy.
I thought that could be possible.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if they kept everything the same, but maybe change something different next time. Like say different egg holder or different length of string maybe.
Indeed.
And maybe if they still got it, maybe they could change that now and add something else instead of the egg holder to see if something else would work.
Miss Holmes, do you have another piece of work to show us?
Yes, I've got some work. This is Money's work. I'm really impressed with this week. If you have a look at all these fantastic adjectives that he's used, and he's done it to describe his problem. So I know his problem is going to be this fantastic boiling, erupting volcano, dangerous, dreadful lava that is slithering hard. And I love this bit, rough rocks bowling down. Oh, that was great.
That's fabulous.
You really get to feel that energy of the eruption there.
And we haven't done volcanoes in year 3.
I really like this word slithering here. I like the path of the lava like a snake. Again, that bit of comparing it to an animal, that's lovely.
Yeah. It's really
work, Moenay.
And got that alliteration in there too, that dangerous, dreadful.
And rough rock slightly later on as well.
Yeah.
Shall I share my next one then? I have got a fabulous piece of writing from Zara in my class. Now this is what she did last week, I believe. Yeah, last week. And it was the task Mr. Lee's set them, which was showing and not telling. So what she wants to tell the reader is that the fairy named Fiona was scared and sad. And this is how she showed it. The second she saw me, she jumped off the log in panic. Her body was shaking and her face had gone all pale. She was trembling. I said to her in a polite and calm voice, "Don't worry, I won't hurt you." Gradually, she came closer to me, with her shoulders hung heavily and her eyes were staring down at the ground. She was barely walking. Slowly, she looked at me with teary eyes. I noticed her mouth tremble as she began to cry. She wiped away her tears with her tiny hands and said to me in a soft but fatigued voice, "I lost my pixie dust. I can't fly without it. It's cold and lonely for me, and I am missing my family."
Oh.
I just thought,
wow.
Oh, that's really sad.
I know. She wrote the next.
She solves the problem.
I know. She has sent me a lot more of her stories since, and it's okay. The fairy, she does like the fairy dust, pixie dust. I just thought I felt really emotional when I read this. I absolutely loved how she builds up this picture, talking about how she noticed her lips beginning to tremble, and she said she was barely walking. I just thought these little bits of description build up a really rich picture of what's going on.
It's really, really good. It's excellent. It is exactly what show, not tell is all about.
Definitely.
She described how scared and how panicked that character is, but also that wonderful empathy that she has. That, "Don't worry, I won't hurt you," I said in a polite and calm voice. So you're kind of giving that side to the other character as well.
Definitely.
A good piece of writing.
And she's also getting, she's also getting more than one emotion in there, because she's talking about how fatigued the fairy is as well. Her soft but fatigued voice. I love that phrase. Sounds really, really mature sort of way of writing.
Definitely. And you build, when the fairy starts talking a bit later on, you get a little bit more detail about why she's feeling in this way, with like feeling lonely because she's not been able to fly back to see her family and things. I thought it just really set her up so well for the next part of her story, where the two of them go off on their adventure to go and find the pixie dust. It was just fabulous. Right, absolutely loved seeing all of that work. They've done so well again this week, haven't they?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know that I get so much work that we don't have time to show all of it in these little videos. We only get a chance to show a few bits, otherwise we're here all day. So we did think that we would do some shout outs to all of the children in years 3 and 4 who have been sending us lots of work, who've been working so hard at home, but whose work we haven't had time to show this week.
60 seconds starts now.
So my first shout out is for Arcel, who again did some show and tell for me. He was talking about how angry steam was coming out of someone's ears. When they were hungry, they were drooling and dripping. And also they were so happy that their eyes were sparkling. He also sent a paper airplane and a great report on how far it went. My second shout out for Nathan. He's a scientist in the making. He's been sending me loads of science things in. Again, what is so important is he's showing
30 seconds.
He's showing how to record everything really carefully. He's also been doing his own science work, and it's that growth mindset that I think is great when you're bringing your own work into this. I've seen him do some electronics there as well with an electronics kit. It's great. My third shout out, last shout out, is for Wisteria class. We've been trying to get under 6 seconds for our times tables, and we're now under 4 seconds for the whole class. Everyone under 4 seconds. And I'm missing you loads, Wisteria.
60 seconds exactly. My first shout out is for Florence. She featured last week, but she sent me some amazing stuff. She sent me a diorama that she made, a beautiful one for Flowerland, which is really impressive, and a video of Florence throwing her parachute from a top window. Unfortunately, it's such a good parachute that it does float away, but it just shows how well it's done. Second shout out for Siraj. Now Siraj sends me weekly work, not so often and regularly, but he does send me stuff and he's trying really hard, and I know he's struggling, so well done, Siraj. And my final shout out is to Susanna. Now Susanna has been doing lots of stuff for her neighbours. She's been making things to support the NHS. So I've seen that she's made badges and that she's made candles as well, which I know she's been leaving outside her home for people who are walking past to pick up and take them home. So well done, Susanna, for making everybody smile. And that's my time up.
Where do I start? Got to be starting with Amiga. Every morning she sends me all her work, which is always amazing. She has never missed a single day, and I usually get it by 10 o'clock in the morning. My next shout out is for Adele. I have seen some brilliant work that she's been sending me in her maths, especially her fraction work, which I know in class she struggled with, but it looks like now she's zooming through them. Well done, Adele. Isa, wow, what can I say? Isa, she's the one that we looked at the science, but she always sent me fantastic work, and her English was absolutely fantastic. She introduced the character with amazing vocabulary. Her punctuation, including lots of direct speech, was perfect. Now what about Ryan? It's a treat to see Ryan's work, because his mum puts it all in a book and he sends me the book every few weeks, and when I'm looking at it, it's like being back in class again. I'm looking through it thinking, wow, this is amazing, and it really shows me how much he's progressing. And I'm just hoping he doesn't want to come back to school after that, because he's doing so well at home. Have I got time for one more?
Okay, I want to say a big well done to Will, who's been sending me work every single day. He's done some great teamwork with his sister to complete some of the more challenging maths problems, and I absolutely love his videos that he's been making and sending me. His diorama video especially was fab. I want to say a huge well done to Barra. We did see Barra's science work, but he's been really persevering with his English. I know he doesn't always find it that easy, but he's been really working hard. Faith in my class has been working so hard on her writing, and it's absolutely fabulous. It's such a shame we didn't get a chance to show hers as well today. Zara's been sending me loads of work. She's been going the extra mile, and she has been illustrating her work too, which I absolutely love. I want to say a huge well done to Evelyn in my class. I know her and her mum have been working on some science experiments themselves, and she's been working so hard with her reading every single day. And to every single person in my Maple class, huge well done. You've all done amazingly well.
Time's up.
Right. I think think we're all worn out after that.
We are.
But it isn't long enough. It really isn't long enough.
It's not. No.
There's so much to say, isn't there? But yeah, I think every single member of staff in school, and I know from what I've heard from Mr. Russ, Miss Kendall, and the TAs over at Abbey campus as well, everybody is so proud of everything that all of year 3 and 4 are doing. It's absolutely incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It really is.
Absolutely love doing these as well. It's great to see everyone else's work. So I think that's everything for today, and we will see you in a couple of weeks' time then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.